Cinema Studio 2 inside Higgsfield gives creators much more control over how AI videos move and behave. Instead of only generating clips, you can guide pacing, camera behavior, and even character performance in a more cinematic way. One key feature is genre-based motion logic. When you choose genres like action, horror, comedy, western, suspense, intimate, or spectacle, the system automatically adjusts motion energy and camera style. Horror scenes slow down to build tension, while action scenes become faster and more dynamic. Here is an example. There is also multi-shot storytelling. You can create up to 6 shots in one sequence, each lasting 1 to 12 seconds in 1080p. Auto mode connects shots into a cinematic sequence, while manual mode lets you control each shot individually, including establishing shots, close-ups, and reaction shots. You also get speed ramp control, allowing you to adjust motion timing during generation, slow motion for dramatic moments, normal speed for natural movement, or faster motion for intense scenes. Here is an example. Now, let's dive right in. This is the homepage of Higgsfield AI. You can see how packed it looks because Higgsfield has a lot of features to explore, but today we're going to focus on Cinema Studio 2. You can click on this right here to continue, or click on Cinema Studio 2 on the top panel. But if any of these options are not available for you, hover your mouse over Video on the top panel, then click on Cinema Studio here. This is basically how the Cinema Studio interface looks. Keep in mind that this tool focuses mainly on camera movement and camera control. You can create intense motion and action, then combine the results with other Higgsfield video features for even more dynamic outputs. If this is your first time here, this area will be blank, but it will be filled if you have used it before. I will also leave the link to Cinema Studio 1 in the description of this video. As you can see, you can create both images and videos inside this tool. Now, let's start by generating an image. Write or paste your prompt into the prompt box, for example, a woman sitting on a lover bench. You can also add reference images by clicking here. Click on Batch Size to choose the number of outputs, anywhere from 1 to 4.
Click here to select your preferred aspect ratio.
Then click here to select the resolution. Remember, the higher the resolution, the higher the credit usage, but also the better the final quality. Next is the grid. This allows you to skip generating one image at a time and get a full grid from a single prompt with the same cost and no extra weight, and every image shares the same context. Then here also comes the reference elements section. With this, you can create a consistent character that stays consistent across different scenes. Click on the plus icon, then upload your reference image and go ahead and give it a name. I will name mine Jake. You can also write a brief description of your character. Before I forget, you can click on the plus icon here to upload other angles of your reference character if you have one. When you're done with everything, click on Create. Click here to select the camera and lens type. You can scroll through the available options or search for a specific camera if you already know exactly what you want. This gives you precise control over how your scene looks and feels. Once you're done with all the settings you need, click Generate and give it a few seconds to process. As you can see, the result looks very realistic with strong detail and lighting. So now let me quickly move on to generate something cinematic and dramatic. I will paste in my action scene prompt here. Feel free to change all other settings depending on what you want and click on Generate when you're done. And here we have it. This is an explosion scene I generated, and we're going to explore the cinematic features around it using Higgsfield Cinema Studio 2. You can see some useful setting buttons you can use to make this better. Click here to add this image to your assets, click here to download it to your device, Click here to recreate it using your prompt, and you can find more useful tools when you click on the three dots. To generate a 3D scene of your image, click here. As you can see, I have already done that, so let's take a look at it. You can view the image in any direction you want, which can be very useful if you know exactly the angle you want to work with. If you want to use this as a reference image, click here, and the image will appear in the reference image section. Click here to animate your image, but I will leave that for now. Next, click on the arrow down button to explore other features. First, we have What's Next. This allows you to generate 8 scenes exploring different story directions. Next, we have Multi-Shot. This feature is used to generate multiple angle shots from the same image, giving you different perspectives to work with. Now, let's click on What's Next to generate it. And as it is generating, let's go back and also generate a multi-shot and compare the two results. And now, here is the result for the two. Let's compare and see the difference. This is the first scene from What's Next, and the following images show possible continuation scenes. Each one continues the story direction and gives you an idea of what the next part of the scene could be. You can click here to download any of the scenes, click here to set it as a reference image, or click here to animate it. Now let's take a look at the multi-shot. As you can see from here, it generates multiple camera angles of the same moment, giving you different cinematic perspectives. You can select any frame or angle you want and upscale it. Now let's move on to our original image and animate it. To animate it, you can click here directly, or click on the arrow down button and select between start frame and end frame. I will choose start frame to proceed. The image has been set as the start frame here. Click here to select your preferred camera movement from the available options, but if you don't know exactly what you want, you can leave it on auto. Next is the speed ramp. This controls the motion timing, whether slow motion for dramatic effect, normal speed for natural movement, or faster motion for intense scenes. You can leave it on auto if you don't know what you need. For the duration, you can select from 3 seconds to 12 seconds. For this demo, I will select 12 seconds. Now, write or paste in your motion prompt you want to use. For the shot section, we have 3 main shot modes: single shot, multi-shot auto, and multi-shot manual. Single shot generates one cinematic shot from your prompt. Multi-shot auto automatically creates multiple shot angles from a single description, and multi-shot manual lets you control each shot individually, including establishing shots, close-ups, and reaction shots. For this example, I will go with multi-shot auto. Next, choose your preferred aspect ratio. You can see these two can give a cinematic result, so I will go with 16:9. For the resolution, I prefer 720p for faster generation time. Click here to select the genre. There are options like general, action, horror, comedy, western, and many others. I will go with action. Click here to turn the sound feature on or off. I will leave mine on. And lastly, for the batch size, I will select 2 because I only want 2 variations. Click on Generate when you're done and give it a few seconds to process the result. These are the 2 outcomes, so let's play and see what we have. This is how the second one also looks. The 2 results came out very cinematic, with smooth motion and natural camera movement, and they look very impressive. Alright, that's Cinema Studio 2 inside Higgsfield. As you can see, this tool is not just about generating videos, it's about directing them. You get control over camera movement, pacing, characters, and storytelling all in one workflow. I'd like to know what you think. Would you actually use Cinema Studio 2 for your content, or are you waiting for more updates? Tell me in the comments. If this video helped you understand how it works, make sure to like and subscribe because I'll be sharing more Higgsfield tutorials, workflows, and AI creator tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.